Hey y'all, it's Kendall, and I just wanted to personally invite you to the clinic classes that I'm going to be hosting starting October 19th. So what they're all about is that I've spent about 20 years as a Pilates for rehabilitation instructor, and I'm also a body worker. I've gained all this knowledge about how to address various common injuries, surgeries, that sort of thing. And I wanted to find a way to make that information available on a class level and not just on a private level. I'll be hosting various clinics for various body parts. For example, there'll be an ankle and foot clinic, there'll be a knee clinic, there'll be a hip and a low back clinic, and then there'll be a clinic for everything else. With every clinic, we will relate the various issues that are coming up in the room to posture and functional movement with every single clinic. So you'll leave with some kind of tools, some kind of new understanding, hopefully new, and some exercises that you can do. I want to give you homework because one day a week just isn't really enough. So I hope to give you education, homework, and some on the equipment, on the Pilates equipment experience, working on those particular issues. And there's going to be exercises that you really just need the equipment to do. So that's what we're here to do. Yeah, once a week for 5 weeks. This is Osteon. She'll probably help us a lot. The clinics will be designed to have a 5-week progression. So while you can drop in, it's advisable that you go to the first session, and you will probably get the most benefit if you go to all 5 sessions for that particular body type. The work itself may not be super strenuous. It's going to be kind of like focused physical therapy, or it might feel very strenuous in your body. I'm just pointing this out because you could, for example, if you felt like you needed to work on your ankle stability, but you also have knee issues, or you have knee issues and hip issues, you might want to combine classes in one Sunday. I recommend that if you're going to attend, that you try to attend the first session in the 5-week sessions for whatever ailment it is that you're looking to address. We max out at 5 students, so very small group, so you'll get better attention that way. So I'm going to go around the room and ask each person, what it is that they're looking to address by being in the class. So if you're there on the first day, we can make sure to include whatever your specific ailments are. But like I said, you can drop in. Also on the first day will be like really basic information about Pilates, like neutral spine and whatnot. So if you've never done Pilates in your life, the first day is a good day to come to learn about those really basic tenets of Pilates. Some of the things that you might expect to cover in these classes/clinics for the feet and ankles, maybe how to walk, plantar fasciitis, bunions, hammer toes, chronically sprained ankles, pronation and healthy arches, how to do stairs. For knees, we might go over things relating to knee replacements, ligament tears like your ACL or either of the lateral ligaments, reconstructions like I had, arthritis, meniscus issues, and how to do stairs again without hanging on for dear life onto that rail, up and down, turning around backwards, turning around sideways. For your hips, piriformis syndrome. So oftentimes hips are considered, just out here, but a lot of times people will be like, well, my back hurts, and they'll be pointing here, and that's actually your sacroiliac joint. And so what that is where your hips meet your spine. Your sacrum is a fused piece of your spine, right? So that joint, we can consider it a spine, we can consider it a hip, but a lot of us have issues there. Sometimes those issues are related to things like sciatica or piriformis syndrome. Piriformis is a hip muscle, or pelvic floor issues and stress incontinence, which is a challenge that we all face at some point during the aging process. And women, of course, we often face it in relationship to bearing children and also menopause. For low backs, yeah, like I said, the SI joint pain, sacroiliac pain can be a hip pain, but it's also kind of a low back pain, and general low back pains. There's a lot of relationship between, like, if you have a bulged disc in your lumbar spine and have hip pains, these things set each other off. They interact. Sometimes your hip pain is actually coming from your back, something wrong with your back, and your hip muscles are trying to compensate. Disc degeneration and arthritis, stenosis, and hyperlordosis, which is when you have too much bend going this way in your spine. And for the rest of it, I know that's a big area, but it's just that all this stuff from the bottom of the ribs out to our fingertips to the top of our head are so related, partly because the nerves that innervate that come through your neck right here, and partly because so many problems are caused by having rounded shoulders and a forward head. So many problems, right? So we're talking thoracic outlet syndrome, rotator cuff issues, that kink in your neck when you wake up in the morning, that knot in between your shoulder blades that you keep feeling like you want to stretch out, but that doesn't really fix it. having too much of a, maybe that you have a dowager's hump back here, or you have, too big of a curve in your back that way. That's called a kyphosis, and that's called the dowager's hump. Carpal tunnel syndrome, tennis and golfer's elbow, all of this is part of it. Forward head posture, TMJ perhaps, headaches that maybe feel like they're coming from your neck, right? Bulge discs, of course, stenosis in your neck, and like just stiff, painful neck issues. We get too much tightness. Oh, I have so much I can show you about how to manage this neck stuff. The whole point is to make my work with Pilates for rehab and massage therapy, make it more accessible to larger groups of people so that I can help more people without charging exorbitant prices. So I hope that if you are curious, that you come in and see what we can do to take care of you. All right. Peace.